Good evening and welcome to the online campus of Good Shepherd Church. This is Good Shepherd Live. Tonight's lineup includes an interview with our parishioner, Helen Sager, co-founder and president of the Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors, an extra special behind-the-scenes tour of the Good Shepherd altar serving, and Stump the Priest questions and answers. I'm Brian Pritchard, and now here are your hosts, Father Neil Sullivan and Father Sam Miller with Good Shepherd Live.
Welcome, everybody, and welcome to our Memorial Day show. Getting ready for the great holiday coming up this weekend, where we honor and remember all those who have given their lives in service to our country at home and abroad. So how are you doing, Father Miller, tonight?
Doing very well. How about yourself, Father Sullivan?
Excellent, excellent. Brian, how are you?
I am great.
And Brian, as we celebrate this Memorial Day weekend, you are a veteran, aren't you?
Absolutely.
So where did you serve?
Let's see. I was in the Army. I served a year in South Korea. Let me start. I did basic training in Fort Benning. Did a year in Korea. Then I got stationed in Fort Drum, New York. And from there I actually went to war in Iraq for a year.
Wow.
Wrapped it up. Yeah, I came back to Fort Drum and got out.
Excellent. What was your rank?
I was E5. Enlisted sergeant.
Sergeant.
Yeah, sergeant.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
What did you do in the service?
Signal. I was communications.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
You're doing communications here with us, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
He was an E5, and I was a D-.
There you go. So this is our fourth show. It's hard to believe, four already. It's amazing. And so really a great show. 4 is a big number, though. You think about it. There's 4 Gospels. There's 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. There are 4 parts of a choir. Soprano, alto, tenor, bass. So 4 is a big number, and so we're glad you're here to celebrate us turning 4, our 4th episode. We got a lot of great things tonight, and we're going to start off right away with our parishioner spotlight.
Today we have a special guest, one of our parishioners once again, who has done a lot of things, and I have in front of me her biography, so if she says anything different, I'll be like a fact checker. I'll be like, that's not what the biography says. You're going to have to change your story on that one. So, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce to our viewing audience, Mrs. Zager.
Welcome, Helen. Welcome to Good Shepherd Live. How are you tonight?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us just a little bit about you personally. Where you're from, where you grew up, just a little bit about your story.
Well, I grew up in Wilkes-Barre of immigrant parents. My mother from Czechoslovakia, my father from Ukraine, and my father was killed in the coal mines when I was 6 years old. So that was the start of it, a tough life for us.
Wow, my goodness. Wow. Incredible. So you are the president and the co-founder of Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors. So tell us a little bit about exactly what is a wounded warrior.
Well, a wounded warrior can be either a soldier who has physical disability, mental, or emotional. So that's our mission, to help restore a soldier and a wounded warrior to good physical, mental, and emotional health.
That's an incredible mission. How did you get involved in doing this? What was the catalyst or the impetus for doing this, getting involved in starting this incredible organization?
Well, it was a partnership with my late husband, Major General Sager. He served 2 tours in the Korean War. He was Airborne Ranger. And of our 6 children, 3 were Army officers. And one of our sons had gone to Fallujah, Iraq, and came home safely. So really in honor of Lieutenant Colonel Frank Sager, we started this organization. And I should tell you, at the time, there were so many suicides. And General Sager said, well, if we can help take the burden off their backs and help pay their bills, and if we could do something for fun so they have something to look forward to, maybe, just maybe, we could prevent suicide. So that's how we really began. And we started by going to Walter Reed and speaking with the soldiers who are severely injured. And I went with the general. I'm a registered nurse, and and we felt as a team we could do very well. So the biggest challenges were the soldiers who stay there year after year after year, and many of them are there up to 6 years. So if they have doctors, nurses, physical therapists all week, but if they're well enough to leave Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we made an offer. We lived on a farm, and we had 15 grandchildren, so we have the books, the toys, everything for children. So we invited 2 soldiers with their spouse and the children to come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's a working farm, so for them, this is a great distraction. And this was the first time they could really enjoy being with their family in this kind of setting. So that's how we began. In time, we have county veteran directors in every county, and the VA hospital caseworkers would call and say, we understand that you help wounded warriors, but could you help? In addition, could you help a soldier who served who isn't wounded? And that's when we began including any veteran from any war who has a financial crisis. So first priority, wounded warriors, and every veteran and their family to follow.
That is absolutely amazing, and I did not know about really your work until I came here to Good Shepherd, and we met in the late summer, early fall, and you shared this incredible story. You know, a lot of this, of what your work does involve some fundraising. Where does the money go? What do you do?
Well, the most important thing is, now we have a brochure, and we published the brochure because General Sager said, if people donate money to you, they have to know where does the money go. So the back of the brochure tells you every year how much money we received that year and how it's been spent. And no other organization in Pennsylvania will do that. So primarily the biggest expense has anything to do with housing, rent, security deposits included. And if we find a soldier's been evicted because they couldn't pay the rent for 3 months, there's an organization, SSDF, that we work with, and they will ask us if we could put a soldier and family into a motel until they could find actual home for them. So second, I would say the basic utilities are always the ones that people pay last because they're pressured by other bigger expenses. But basic utilities is still about less than 20%. Then it's car payments, insurance, car repair, and then there are just a whole lot of other things, like say someone their water heater broke, or it's what we call an everyday living expense, and this is the problem when they have an emergency. Either the wife has a problem, she can't get back to work, she might have had surgery, and the soldier may be on a disability, and people don't understand a disability isn't equal for everyone. It depends on your length of service and, of course, your rank as well. So, you know, many of these people do have an income coming, but once they have an emergency, they just find they don't have the money. And especially now, as you can imagine, with the coronavirus situation.
My goodness gracious! It really, I mean, what works of mercy? You know, sheltering the homeless, healing the sick, feeding the hungry. Absolutely beautiful work. Where does the money come from then? How do you get your funds to be able to do this incredible work that you're doing?
Well, in the very beginning, it was veteran organizations, military organizations, and then it was churches, schools, individuals, businesses, and then there were so many fundraisers. Once people know that we're all volunteer, that we don't have an office, we're a 501c3 corporation, that we're statewide and all the money stays in Pennsylvania, people began donating money to us. So we have reached the point now where we have now helped 12,000 of our Pennsylvania servicemen and women. And I credit all of it because of the people who donate money to us. So there's sometimes the money drops to a low level, as it did one year. We were down to $2,000. And if you have faith, the checks started to come and continued. And then a few years ago, we found if you're helping 180 people, veterans I'll call them, in 1 month, and you know how quickly the money is going to go. So when we dropped to 15,000, it was another worry. Because if you're giving someone 5,000 on a day, that money will go very quickly. But here's another, because if you have the faith, we have now been named in 10 wills. So if people have the faith and trust in us that they're willing to name us in their will, I mean, that's extraordinary. And there are foundations who call us, and once they find out who we are, what we do, how we spend our money, then foundations are contributing to us. So it has been an absolute blessing for us to be able to continue every single day to respond to those who call for help.
How do you find out what the veterans who are in need? How does that work? So the veterans in need, how do they find you?
Now, I'm the only phone number listed. So if a veteran finds they're having difficulty, in Pennsylvania, you know, we have a 911 when you have difficulties, but now there's a 211. And if you call that number and they say they're a veteran, they immediately pass them on to me.
Wow.
So the way that we get help is this. County veteran directors, if you're a veteran being treated at a VA hospital, and we have hospitals throughout the state, or a clinic, and then what we require is this: a copy of their military record, or a DD-214, or an equivalent, a copy of the bills. But if it's a landlord, then it's a copy of the lease as well. And then whoever had became their advocate, either a caseworker at a VA hospital, or every county has a county veteran director, and they become the advocate for this veteran and send all that information, the three things, to a fax number, 717-260-3622. All of that is listed in our brochure, in our contact page. We have 6 people who receive the fax, determine if everything is correct, send it to the treasurer, and then the treasurer pays the bill. So money doesn't go directly to the soldiers themselves, but we pay their bills. In addition, we will give them gas gift cards if we find they're really struggling, food gift cards, and that's kind of a good supplement for them.
Absolutely. How can we help? How can we help Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors?
Well, the most important way is this. A lot of people were confused when they heard Wounded Warrior Project and they saw it on television. And then they heard Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors. When I would go to speak in different businesses or churches or schools, so many people would say, Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors, we never heard of you before, because we spend no money on public awareness. So the most important thing is word of mouth. Now, oftentimes when someone calls, a soldier calls and said, I'm having difficulty, I'd say, well, how did you get this number? Oh, a neighbor gave me a brochure, or I got it through the church, or I got it through calling this number 211. So it's the most important thing is public awareness. And if people don't know we're here, number one, soldiers don't know where to go for help. And if we help every soldier, they tell other people, this is who helped me. And as people began learning about Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors, I would get a letter in the mail saying, I used to donate to Wounded Warrior Project until I learned they only received about 40 cents on the dollar. In our case, it's 96 cents. Now, they're not getting the money in hand, but it directly helps pay those bills. So we spend less than a nickel on administrative costs. And that means we don't have any overhead because we have no office. We each work out of our own homes. And the money goes, I send thank you notes to every donor. And so that's postage and paper, and we produce the brochures. So that is where the money goes.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Helen, we are so proud of you for the amazing work that you do and really putting your faith into action. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I want to remind everyone of your website again. It's pawoundedwarriors.org. Remember, pawoundedwarriors.org. Helen, thank you so much, and God bless you.
I want to just say one more thing, Father.
Absolutely.
And that is, when people want to make a donation, it comes to 1117 Country Club Road in Camp Hill.
So 1117 Country Club Road.
1117 Country Club Road, Camp Hill, 17011. So I would say half the donations come electronically, and half those come with either checks or money orders.
That is wonderful.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Absolutely.
I certainly appreciate it.
We appreciate all you do. So thank you so much, and thank you for being such a good light in the darkness and a hope for the hopeless, and in so many ways bringing light to where there is despair. And so thank you for putting your faith into action. God bless you, Helen.
Thank you very much.
Wow, quite amazing. Did you know most of that?
No, I did not.
Wow, incredible, really incredible. And to think someone here in our parish is doing all of that, really faith in action. Well, last week we had an incredible behind-the-scenes tour, and I'm not sure if Father Miller can top that, but we're going to challenge him to this week. So this week we have a behind-the-scenes tour of where, Father?
So we're learning a little bit about the altar service today. So we'll be over in the altar server sacristy talking about the altar servers. But if I remember correctly, I'm not exactly sure if that's where the video starts, though.
Okay, we'll take a look. Here we go.
Have you ever thought about who and what the altar servers are? Well, Father Miller is about to let you all find out.
Say what now?
Welcome to another Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, anonymous voice actor guy who is definitely not Father Miller. And today, Father Miller will be talking to us about the altar servers.
No.
Are you ready, Father Miller? You need to tell us about the altar servers.
The altar servers?
Exactly.
You want me to tell you about the altar servers?
That's right. Because this is today's
Oh no.
Good Shepherd behind the scenes of the altar servers. Father Miller is so excited to be able to talk to us today about the altar servers. His experience with altar serving, as well as his great teaching style, will be invaluable.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Father Miller.
So the altar servers are an essential part of a parish. They're used to assist the priest to help out at Mass. Their service is vital to our parish. And
Why don't you demonstrate?
No, I'm not going to do
Play
that.
the part you know you want
No,
to.
that's stupid. No, I'm not going to do it. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way.
That's better.
Oh, come on. This isn't even what they wear.
Oops. Sorry.
Okay, right. It's not complete.
Fixed it. Not complicated at all.
No, it's not that complicated.
Go ahead. You take the lead.
Okay, fine. So, altar servers take care of a couple things in Mass. They carry the candles. Hey, wait a minute. You didn't even bother lighting the candle. They take things to the back at the beginning. wait a minute. You didn't even bother setting the chalice. They lead the procession. They have the cross. Sometimes they do incense. It's not even lit. There's nothing even in here. Why am I doing this? What is going on? They ring the bells. What am I doing with the bells? Why am I... They help set up. And how am I supposed to light this when I have no match? Oh my gosh! A whole bunch of things. All part of a good day's work.
Well said, Father Miller.
Now can you please get me out of this thing? Also, altar serving is a great opportunity for our kids to get to know and grow closer to Jesus, especially in his sacred liturgy, where they handle the vessels, they handle the book, and certain things that get them closer to the very inner workings of what is the source and summit of our religious life.
Uh-huh. That's great.
I could use without the peanut gallery. So there you have it. Our altar servers get an in-depth look at the inner workings of the liturgy. They get to grow in their spiritual life as part of the altar serving team. They have lots of fun in the service of the church and with in being part of a team. It's not complex. It's easy to do.
That's great.
Does that finish everything? Is that about right?
That's it.
That's what I thought.
And that concludes this week's edition of Good Shepherd Behind the Scenes. To become an altar server, please contact Father Miller at frsmiller@thegoodchap.org. That's frsmiller@thegoodchap.org. To become an altar server, you must be at least in 4th grade. Good Shepherd takes no responsibility for any fun, increase in sanctity, outward piety, faith, hope, and charity, desire to become a priest, monk, or nun, as this is the work of the Holy Spirit, not humans. Please consult with your spiritual director if you experience any of these symptoms, as could be a sign of severe inclination towards sainthood. Pray today to see if becoming an altar server is right for you.
Amazing.
Wow.
Good job.
Wow.
Good job. Wow. You didn't disappoint at all. Oh my gosh.
They say you're your own worst enemy, so I guess that was the clearest example of that.
Excellent job. So we cannot wait now till next week. It's going to be rough. Oh my gosh.
At the end of this, it's going to be like I'm Steven Spielberg with all the movies I'm making.
Father Steven Spielberg. There you go. Wow. Brian, what does that bring us to?
That brings us to, I believe, Stump the Priests.
Here we go.
Huh?
Wow. And I think this week our theme is based on military service in preparation for Memorial Day.
It is, absolutely. Now, since I served in the military, I picked some questions this week in honor of Memorial Day. So I'm going to try to stump you all night.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Here we go.
All right. First question goes to Father Sullivan. True or false? The Marine Corps is its own branch of the military.
Wow. Okay, so I know this because in the seminary I had two classmates who were Marine veterans. And so I'm going to say yes, the Marine Corps is its own branch, but there's something special about it. That branch falls under the Navy.
And you're absolutely correct.
You don't want to get that wrong. You don't want the Marines to be mad at you.
All right, Father Miller. When did the U.S. Army get created?
Now I know this just because I know random dates. That is June 14th, 1775, because that was when the U.S. Army started to take shape from the Continental Army.
Wow, he's some kind of like military history buff or what?
Yeah, right.
What do you think you
History
get that?
Channel.
Yeah.
Military Channel.
I only watch... Wait, that's not this. Never mind.
Father Sullivan, what is the motto of the Marines?
The model of the Marines, again, it's in Latin, because I know this. It's Semper Fidelis. Semper Fidelis, which means always, semper, always, and fidelis, faithful. Think about Adeste Fidelis at Christmas. O come, all ye faithful.
That's absolutely right.
Thank you.
You see those bumper stickers all over the place.
Absolutely.
Right.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, that's right. Father Miller, what is the newest branch of the armed forces?
That would be the Space Force. And if they need chaplains, they can always call me. I'll go up in space with them.
You're absolutely
There's some
correct.
question, though, if you're already in outer space.
Oh.
Sometimes. Just kidding.
Now we have to get deep.
Just kidding.
Wait, are
Yeah,
you saying I'm a
that's-
space cadet?
If you say it, not I. So
That's correct, Father Miller. That's correct.
on the space cadet part.
No.
That's it.
Space Force.
Episode 4 is the last episode.
How many? Okay, this one's for both of you. How many living recipients of the Medal of Honor are there?
Living recipients.
Yeah.
Living recipients. I'm going to say 16.
Nope, you're wrong.
Okay. So if he's wrong, I'm just going to guess one more, and I'll be the closest, and I'll win again. So 17.
No, you're wrong. You always try to one up him. Every week he
Oh,
one ups you.
nice.
Oh,
Welcome to
you
my
you
world.
bid 3, he's 4. You say 2, he's 3.
This is the way you play these games. Whoever gets closest, that's how we play it.
I wouldn't want you on the Price is Right with me. You'd make me so mad. You're both wrong, Val. Okay, let's see. I got the answer right here. There are 80 living recipients of the Medal of Honor. Of the 80 living recipients, 11 earned their medals of honor in World War II. 11 received them for actions in the Korean War. 54 were earned in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 were in the War of Afghanistan. 5 earned their medal while serving in the U.S. Air Force. 51 were in the United States Army. 17 were in the United States Marine Corps. And 7 were in the United States Navy.
Wow. Impressive.
It is impressive.
Wow.
I thought there'd be more than that, but
I guess
that's
sometimes
it.
I
That's
don't-
rare.
It's
Well,
the
we-
living recipients, though.
That's the
I
living,
guess.
yeah.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we honor and thank all veterans for your service to our nation at home and abroad, for keeping peace and for maintaining order, and for really allowing us the freedoms that we have in so many ways. So thank you so much, all veterans, for your service. Well, a special Memorial Day Mass this coming Monday at 8:30, and please, we want you to stop by the campus this weekend. We hope that you will be impressed by our special Memorial Day display. I'll leave it there. We'll leave it a surprise. But it's both a daytime display, so you're going to drive by during the day, and also drive by night. I think you'll be surprised. Something very, very special and beautiful to honor all those who have given their lives in service to our country. Very, very beautiful. Don't forget, too, that next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday is our Meatballs in Motion Take 2. So our spaghetti supper will be, again, takeout only. And we encourage you to, we've also expanded the number of slots for pickup. So you'll be getting more information about that this weekend in the bulletin. Also, as you know, we are getting ready to reopen our doors. And so the rule for the diocese is that the second weekend after the county officially reopens is the weekend that masses can return with accommodations and things like social distancing and mitigation, and limiting the seating to 1/3 of the parish capacity in the church. And so we reopen then. So Cumberland County reopens, scheduled to reopen on May 22nd. That means our first weekend back will be on June the 6th and 7th. We're going to have special information, instructions, and all kinds of creative ways that we're going to do this to make everyone safe and sound, comfortable, and to keep you healthy. Keep all of us healthy as we move forward. And so next week and then the week after on our live shows, we'll be showing you exactly what that will look like and how it will work. We're still finishing some important details, and we'll be able to share that information with you very, very soon. But it's exciting, and it'll be well ordered and organized, and very practical and appropriate. So stay tuned. So, Father, that brings us to the end of show 4.
Episode 4, we made it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're viewing us from, if it's Facebook or YouTube. And that way you'll be able to hit that notification bell so that you'll see whenever we are broadcasting live. And that way you can catch our shows and you won't have to miss a beat. And if I'm directing a thing for next week, it'll be Meatballs in Motion 2, Revenge of the Meatball. That'll be my behind the scenes.
There we go. Remember, too, our online campus. So all these things that we're doing to stay connected with you during this time of separation. We're coming together via the gift of technology. So our daily Mass at 8:30, our Sunday Mass at 9:30, the Rosary at 4 o'clock, and then evening prayer and morning prayer Monday through Friday at 7:30 for morning prayer and 5:30 in the evening for evening prayer. Of course, our prayers for the sick on Wednesday evening at 7, and the Divine Mercy Chaplet at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. I got distracted because we have a special announcement too. Next week on Tuesday in our live show, you're going to meet someone new to our Good Shepherd community who will be with us for the summer, a seminarian who will be here to help with us and to learn from you about what the church needs from priests. And so we're very grateful that we've been given a seminarian, and we're going to introduce him at our live show next Tuesday. So until then, please be smart, be safe, be well, be holy, and be at peace. God bless you. Thanks for joining us today.
Have a good night.